20 years ago, Common Ground proved what was possible. Frankly, 20 years ago, the city was ignoring the problem, and Common Ground stepped up and proved that it was possible to house people sustainably. I think the landscape would be drastically different were it not for Common Ground.
It takes a long time for someone to settle for living on the streets, and the story of the journey from not just before they were homeless, but while they became homeless. It's a rich, genuine story that any human being would feel empathy towards.
Nobody would choose to be without a home. Nobody would choose to live on the street. People are there for lots of complicated reasons. One of the great things about Common Ground and about the folks who work at Common Ground is they really understand that.
The commitment that Common Ground has made in terms of investment in its employees, its facilities, and the tenants that we serve is unbelievable.
Every building that we build is beautiful and wins all sorts of architecture awards. We're very intentional about how we design our building. It's the Hegemon, to me, we're sitting here in a garden that is for the tenants, and we have activities and all sorts of things that go on here for the tenants. But we also, right next to this garden, have another space, and that's going to be a community garden for the community at large, outside of this building.
Before moving in the building, I was in dire strait. I was homeless. Need some counseling and guidance. Got some assistance. Got on the right path. Because this is something that happened to me that, is awesome. To be not homeless anymore and to be in a wonderful residence such as this here. Right now, my good moments is outweighing the bad.
What I admire a lot about Common Ground is the quality of housing that we provide. You'll notice all of the buildings are gorgeous, they're spotless, something that we take pride in. Any building you can walk on any given day and it'll look gorgeous, it'll be beautiful, and just the dedication that goes into that. I think the teamwork within every building of people working together and making sure that tenants have a beautiful place to live.
Common Ground takes on the whole burden for poor New Yorkers. They provide them with housing and then wrap them in the services that they need to be successful in that housing. It's this holistic approach that Robin Hood really values. It's not just about housing. It's about providing people with everything that they need to be stable, to be happy, to be successful.
We have staff 24 hours a day, 7 days a week that go out and meet with folks that are living in parks and on the streets to start to get to know them and develop relationships of trust.
The outreach team consists of a team that goes out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. And they're responsible for finding individuals. So if that means they're on the street, they're in a park, they're under the boardwalk here, our outreach team is responsible for finding them. That's what makes Common Ground really unique, is we have the whole continuum of care from the day they're laying on the streets to years later when they've been living in their apartment for years, they're looking for a job, and homelessness is really a distant memory in that person's life.
My mom basically, she wasn't a bad parent, but when you have kids, you do anything for them. So she started doing illegal stuff, she got deported, and I'm on my own. If you don't have structure, basically you're not gonna be on the right path. So you need structure, and the League, Common Ground, they're here to give us that. They're getting us ready for the real world.
You're making friends, you're developing relationships, and also develop skills along with it.
In this place you can find tons of things to do aside from calling it home. We have a gym facility, we have a computer facility, we have activities they can participate in, ranging from dance classes, cooking classes.
Cooking classes such as Cooking with Willie.
Cooking with Willie. We have a cooking class here at the Brook. We develop recipes, we have hands-on, and it gives those who can't cook a little knowledge of the kitchen.
The creation and preservation of affordable housing in New York City is I think is a critical piece of what's going to keep New York growing and thriving. I mean, what makes New York great is it's a mixed community.
So this is a really interesting building to live in because there are artists from all different genres. There's an opera singer, I think, that lives on the 7th floor.
The thing that's interesting about artists and their creative spirit is that it permeates the environment that you're in, and it creates a certain excitement that our artists bring.
I volunteer and teach dance classes here in the community room, and I'm currently working on a show here in the building.
Common Ground is an organization that's always thrived on growth and on being ahead of the pack, and innovating in what we're good at, but being innovative. If Common Ground is going to keep doing that, private money is going to be absolutely critical.
The next few years are going to be a struggle. We all need to do our part to make sure that Common Ground has the resources it needs to continue to fight the good fight.
The professional tools that's provided by Common Ground, it's enough for me to carry through life.